Welcome back to a brand new episode of Bloor and Mandalore. I am your host, Jeremy Bloor, and today we have the very episode that I have been so excited to talk about. It's finally here, baby, and it's on the week of the 5-year anniversary of my favorite TV show to ever debut, ever in the world. It is The Mandalorian, people, if you couldn't tell by the theme. We have got Grogu, or Din Grogu, as the correct foundling may say. We have got the Mando helmet on, which I am struggling to breathe under. And guess what? We have the Mudhorn signet on his chest. Now, for a lot of people, you might go, well, clearly you're not talking about the Mandalorian. You're a fucking idiot. You're a fucking idiot. No, you're not. You're a smart person. You're an intelligent person. You're the greatest person I've probably ever met. No, today we're going to be talking about a bunch of Mando things. We're going to do the top 10 Mando moments for me personally. We're going to go into theories about what could happen in The Mandalorian and Grogu, and we are going to talk to the fans. I've got a bunch of, seriously, like I actually mean this. Look at that. That is one response. And then it goes, like, what? This is insane. We have had some seriously, honestly, incredible fan responses today. So thank you so much to all of you people. Now, let's dive into what everybody wants to see today. You know that I am the biggest Mandalorian fan. I mean, ever since it debuted, I've talked about this on so many people's channels. Like, it's my favorite thing to talk about. But I remember losing my love for Star Wars. I lost so much of what I held so close to me. It was my favorite things growing up, that and Indiana Jones. I loved just going out and exploring and pretending like I was in a galaxy far, far away. And over time, when the sequels came out, and I mean, I saw a lot of the discourse online and just everywhere, people talking about it. It was never really something that I could follow. So I thought, you know what? I'm not going to go. I'm not going to be one of these mega fans anymore. I'm not going to talk about it. Look at me. Fucking how many years later I've got a YouTube channel talking about it. But I just thought to myself, I was like, I can't do this. And that's when 5 years ago, The Mandalorian aired. My mate, Jack Mustin, he told me, he goes, dude, this is the shit for you. You are going to fucking love it. It's basically just a cowboy western out in space, and it's Star Wars. He knows how much I love Star Wars as well. We watched all the sequels together. Really cool moment. Really love that moment. But, you know, ultimately the sequels did kind of destroy a little bit of love. Not even just for the movies, but I could go into that. I could go into that for another episode. But I want to talk about how much I love this character and how much I love this series. Without this, I wouldn't be here talking to you guys and creating the best content on YouTube. I'm one sub away from PewDiePie. Literally just one sub. Don't check my sub count, but sub anyway if you're not subbed. Because I'm so close, and I just want to beat him, and then I can move to Japan myself and then take over his role as the random YouTuber that got massively famous and then moved to Japan. Because that's in my history. That's in the cards. That's in the cards for today. But no, so Mando has some incredible moments. Everything in that show is cinematic masterpiece until you get to the third season. Sadly, season 1 and 2 were just the most incredible pieces of TV shows. I mean, won Emmys, like won all of these awards for everything because of just how perfectly it was done. They made some bold moves, especially in the Star Wars arena, and it paid off. It paid off really, really well, especially with the back burner of having some, I mean, not too flash hot shows and not too flash hot movies. Like, this one came out of the gate swinging, and everybody loved it. Everybody loved it. But what happened with Season 3? Before I get into these top 10, what happened with Season 3? Well, I think The Mandalorian is the perfect definition of why executives should not meddle with shows and the trajectory of shows. Now, I say that because the one reason that we got a fucked up season 3 was because this guy had to be involved. Now, Grogu, he is a really cool guy. He's really cute. Everybody loves him. The moment we saw him for the first time, we were like, oh my God, it's Baby Yoda. Like, there's a Baby Yoda. Everybody loved it. Everybody loved it. And understandably, this guy is super fucking cute. I love him to bits. I think he's really, really cool. I mean, that's why I have an animatronic here with me. It's actually, this one's on wheels, and it can run to you. Not really run, kind of roll, but, and it wears a bit too loud, like, oh, I'm like, fucking brother, what are you doing? Anyways, beyond the point, again, because this guy was making Disney so much money, what Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni wanted to do was continue with the story of, hey, now Grogu's going to be with the Jedi, and he's going to be with Luke, and he's going to train with Luke, and it's going to be great, you know? He's going to be the first pupil, maybe not even the first pupil, but he's going to be a part of the academy. It was going to fix what was broken in the sequels. I think a lot of what The Mandalorian ended up being was, how can we redeem what happened in the sequels and make sure that it kind of makes sense? Like, this is the pathway that they were going anyway. Season 1 and 2 did it beautifully. It was kind of like little pieces here of, oh, there's cloning. Oh, the Empire's doing this, and they're moving this here. You know what I mean? Like, oh, the New Republic's failing. It kind of gave birth to a very natural way of creating the First Order. And it was understandable, and it worked really, really well. But this guy being gone away from the camera means that we don't have as much money as, you know, as Disney intended. Because how are they going to sell dolls and animatronics just like this, giving the licenses away to different companies and so on? How are they going to make that money if he's not in it? The one amazing thing about The Mandalorian was that it got kids involved, it got mums involved, dads, everyone, anyone in the family. It got everyone involved for certain reasons. And for, honestly, a massive reason is this guy right here being so cute. And everybody wanted a plushie. Everybody wanted a little Grogu snack bowl. You know that one episode when he's chilling there in season 1 and he's got the bowl? I literally have that matcha bowl right there with it. I look over like that because I literally can't see with this visor. I don't know how they fight. Anyways, you know, and he's got like the little bowl and he's sipping, and everybody wants that bowl. Everybody wants that print on something. They've got memes of it, everything like that. It's just generated so much passive income for them. Why would they want to get rid of that? Now, they could have done this so much better. They could have given him his own story down the track, and they could have seen Din maybe cross paths with him, because everybody knows that you've got an aligning factor between a lot of characters. Every story is going to intertwine, like kind of like DNA. And figure eight, you're going in and out and in and out. You've got to go solo and then come back and meet, and it's just inherently what every hero story is going to be. So why didn't this guy go? Well, Disney execs go, fuck you, we're making money, put him back. Now, Jon Favreau already created what season 3 was going to be. It's going to be a lot of Mando doing the same stuff, being a bounty hunter, but also grappling with the fact that he's now got the Darksaber. He has to be, that is the symbol of the ruler of the Mandalore, right? So, not the ruler of the Mandalore, but ruler of Mandalore. That technically does, I know this sounds so weird, but that makes him the Mandalore, because Mandalore was named after its ruler. It's kind of saying like, the country's called King. Even like we've got a king, that's his official title. But now the country's called King, and it doesn't matter. Like, so you've got the Mandalore, and he is in charge of everything. They unite. It's like a very primal tribe. You have trinkets that everybody loves and everybody reveres in such a holy way that the person who wields such power can wield the control over all of the people. Now, with the Darksaber in hand and him being solo, he could have gone to Mandalore. He could have done the same thing. He could have met them. Like, I had all of these theories. I mean, a lot of my theories did come true in the end, but it came in different ways. Like, what I really wanted them to do was, well, he lost his ability, like in Book of Boba Fett. He took off the helmet, so he lost his ability to call himself a Mandalorian. He wasn't going to be a Mandalorian anymore. And he had to redeem himself by bathing in the living waters of Mandalore. And it's such a beautiful moment to be like, oh fuck, I have to go to this place that is completely cooked. It has absolutely nothing. Like, absolutely nothing there. It's been glassed by the Empire. It's just a bunch of crystals and shit. Just death. It's a death zone. I don't even, like, they didn't even know you could make it through the atmosphere. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy stuff. You know, so the way he could have done it is he could have gone through the mines of Mandalore into the living waters. He could have seen a mythosaur and the one who rides the mythosaur, because they used to defeat mythosaurs as like a rite of passage, and then they died out. It was a whole bunch of stuff. That's the reason why they had the Beskar spear in the first place. Kind of cool that they added that in. But, you know, he could have worked his way across so that he has the ability to become a Mandalorian again. And when he becomes a Mandalorian, Grogu becomes a Jedi. And then that's when their paths intertwine again. It didn't have to end. But executives were just like, oh, hey, no. We're going to take a whole episode out of another show and we're going to reunite these guys. Because that fucking makes sense. It ruined the end of Boba Fett as well. Like, everything kind of fucking stockpiled and ruined it. So, I mean, look, here's hoping for the future. I'll get into the theories about what it'll be with the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, but that's kind of like a little bit of a background for anyone who goes, oh, well, season 3 sucked, it's going to be shit. It's like, well, that's the reason, and they know not to do that now. They really genuinely do. And he's been proving it. He's been proving it with the way they've added in Zeb and the Razor Crest. And it's like, you know what? Hey, we're just going to give the fans what they want. Legitimately, you know, they just want to make as much money, and they realize that they fucked up last time, so they can't do it again. So let's get into the top 10 Mando moments. It'll only really be brief, but this for me has been like the definitive times in my viewing. And I've watched Mando seasons 1 to 3 countless times, genuinely countless times. I absolutely love that show. Also, you realize I do have my Darksaber. Just letting you know, I do have my Darksaber. I'll keep that on my lap. So this is in no order, by the way, no order at all. But the last one it's personally closer to my heart. It means a lot to me. So we've got Grogu and the Mudhorn. So that was the first time that we actually saw Grogu use the Force. We thought, well, okay, he's Yoda's species, but he very clearly doesn't have the Force. Like, he doesn't have anything going with him. He's a child. He's a baby. We don't know how fucking... We know that he's 50 years old, right? We know that he's like, well, the target must be pretty old. And then he goes through into a baby's compartment, and he's like, fuck. This is Yoda's species. This is wild. And a famous species, sure, but obviously Din didn't know it. But to see him at the first time go, whoa, okay, what the fuck? It was this Mudhorn. It was this Mudhorn experience. Like, Din fighting just to get scrap part. It's the stupidity of the show, you know. I saw this really good meme about it. It was like, oh, well, we got to go to this planet. Oh, but we can't go there because, you know, Senator Bing wants to have his milk, and he just goes to another planet to get milk, and then he goes back, and then, oh, now he can get to the planet for the next episode. And they're like, oh, and then this happened. It's an adventure of the week. That's what was promised with that. Western style space fantasy, but just, it was the adventure of the week. And with this one, Mudhorn, he had to get the egg, the Stuka, well, as the Jaw was saying, when they cracked it, they're like, Suka. Anyways, I've actually got this little egg here. I've got him. He's on my table. I've got that very scene. I love it. I love it so much. So just to recount, basically, the Mudhorn, like the very end of it, the most important part, the Mudhorn has broken Din's chest plate because it was made out of Durasteel, not Beskar. Maybe it was a mixture of Beskar and Durasteel, but it wasn't strong. Smashes into the chest plate. He's completely fucked. He's he's basically falling in and out of consciousness, holding up his vibroblade like this. He's holding up his vibroblade just like, fuck, I'm going to die for absolutely fucking nothing, for parts of my ship. This Mudhorn's like, da-doom, da-doom, da-doom. Grogu reaches out. Dun, 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 dun. Like, oh, man, that was by far one of the coolest scenes. Number 2, I've got the hallway scene in Season 3. Now, I watched Season 3 recently, which is why I was kind of like, oh my God, it's 5 years of Mando. I didn't actually know it was going to be five years of Mando until I saw Will of the Force. You should check that guy. He has the best content, and he also does the best news and so on. He breaks it straight away the moment it's found out. He has the coolest little graphics on it and everything. Really, really cool. So I suggest following him very soon. So he put out that it was the 5 years, and I was like, oh my God, dude, that's fucking perfect. This scene, the hallway scene in Season 3, I'm talking about the one where he has R5, which I have on the N1 Naboo right here. He has R5 unlocking all of the doors, and he's like, one at a time, R5. He's like, next door, next door, next door, and he slowly, it's like, I don't know if you've ever played gun game in COD, but you basically start off with a pistol, and then as you shoot, you get a better weapon. And it goes like up and up and up, or you get different weapons. And it's like, it goes up and up and up and up and up. And sometimes you get the most random shit. But it was the exact same with this. It was watching him. Now, the guys who were actually playing as the Mandalorian, Lateef Crowder and Brendan Wayne. That is the grandson of John Wayne, the original cowboy. Fucking cool. And also the voice of Pedro Pascal. They did the perfect job. They did absolutely the perfect job to be able to create this scene. Like Lateef Crowder and his martial arts skills, impeccable. Absolutely impeccable. He brought some stuff to the show that no other show has ever seen before. Absolutely mind-blowingly awesome. Now, when they were doing it and they were breaking free, and he comes up, he's just like, doosh, fucking punch straight. He only had fists. Doosh, up, fucking take his knife. Throw him off the thing. Oh, man. And he's got, next. Dude, I was sitting in my seat like, no way, go. And he goes up and then he gets the electric baton and he's like, and he's got the shield. Oh, man. Everybody knows Star Wars has the best hallway scenes in any franchise possible. And that shit right there fucking proved my point. I loved it. I loved every single second of it. I personally think that hallway scene was better than Vader's, and it was better than Luke's in the end of Season 2. A lot of people are going to come at me for that one, but I'll say, I'm talking about the physicality of it, not necessarily the actual character. Now, if Din had the Force, and if Din had a lightsaber, it'd be so much easier. Foom, foom, foom. It's basically just a meat sack down a hallway for Luke and Vader. It was awesome hallway scenes, but I think Din Djarin and Maul, when he had no lightsaber, he only had the Force, he was pulling stuff off of the Venator-class destroyer, and he's throwing it at clones, and he's chopping off their heads. I think that's a lot more impressive. I think that comes from a lot more, that shows a lot more tenacity. Everything in it is just, personally, 10 times better. Even lighting-wise, and the thematics, and you're looking at it going, is he even going to make it? Is he going, he doesn't seem like he can do this. And next thing you know, boom, he does it, next one. Boom, he does it, next one. Now, he has a serious thing called plot armor, but still, it's fucking awesome. Finding the Mythosaur, that was another moment for me that I had already talked about. I'd already talked about ages ago. So I talked about it with all my friends. I was like, Season 3 has to have a Mythosaur. It has to. I know they say it's extinct. We've never seen it before, but they have to bring it in. It's just a guaranteed. You are on Mandalore, properly on Mandalore. We've only seen it in the Clone Wars, which is kind of cool that they matched it perfectly. but we hadn't seen it. We needed to see a mythosaur. We got it. It was really cool, but it was not what I expected. In the end, Grogu was the one to reach out and do it. That's awesome. But just think about the first time. The reason why this is on my top 10. Think about the first time you saw this. The first time you saw Din slowly floating down. Well, not even fucking floating, sinking. He's sinking down. Bo-Katan is following him. And you just see this. Oh my, like I leaped off my couch. I leaped off my couch and I was screaming at my best mate. We were like I was like, dude, there's no fucking way. And he's like, ah. We like screaming. If anyone was going to get a noise complaint in an apartment at that time, it would be fucking me. I swear to you, I was screaming. Could not hold back my excitement. Nothing about that was tame. Nothing about it was calm at all. I loved every second of it. Now, I always had rituals at this time, so it was kind of like everybody knew that I was going to be screaming, but like it was the best. Okay. Like the reason why I love The Mandalorian so much is the opening scene, which is the next one for me. The opening scene where he walks in and you see him go through the lens shutter doors. And then you see the mithril, and he's just like, this guy right here. And he's just like, hey, I can give you credits. What do you want? Like, this, I can pay for your journey, everything like that. And he puts his thing down, and Din has not said a word at this point. Obviously, he's had a fight with all these bunch of people and so on. And he just goes, I can bring you in warm, or I can bring you in cold. Oh my God, my pants are on fire. I'm tingling my loins. I'm so stiff right now thinking about it. I'm so stiff. Boing! Oh my God, is that a Darksaber in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? Happy to see you, and it's a Darksaber in my pants. Or technically on top of my pants. I like that scene is the most badass line ever. And the fact that he didn't say anything before that speaks volumes. He's a man of few words, but the few words that he says are impactful. And I love that. That's a fucking man right there. That's a fucking man. All right, we have got, oh my God, one of the best ones as well. Like, he's got all of the remnant stormtroopers. Now, the remnant stormtroopers are the ones that are all like broken and busted and rusty and all that kind of shit. They're with that one of the Imperial officers, and he's just there like, so you have received the child. I will give you the Beskar. I'm glad it's staying with the Mandalorians. And then he's just like, what's going to happen to the child? Anyways, bunch of shit goes down, and then all of the remnant stormtroopers are just like, poof, and they're like, we got you 5-1. And he's got the whistling angels in one, and he's got a fucking pistol in the other, and he's just like, they're like, we got you 5-1. And he goes, I like those odds. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Fucking cup. Oh, fuck. I just dropped it on my nuts. Oh. Ow. I deserve that. Anyways. Oh, fuck. Ow. Yeah, so he... Oh, that hurt. That was one of my favorite lines as well. Like I use that in the gym with my mate all the time. He's in the army, and I'm just like, man, if you ever get into a situation like that, if you like, please say that line. You have to. Anyway, next one we've got. Oh my God, the Book of Boba Fett. The one episode that you get to see, like my favorite episode of all time Mandalorian. It should not have been in Book of Boba Fett though. It was kind of like bittersweet because you go, oh my God, it's Mando. But at the same time, it's like, why? It's Boba Fett. Like, we've waited so many years to see Boba Fett again. Doesn't matter. You get what you're given. I'm happy with it. I'm very, very happy with Mando in the fucking butcher. Oh my God, watching him with the Darksaber, just when you see the, it's like those, It's gonna sound so weird. I know they're the butcher's doors, like the plastic curtains, but I would just always go into like a cool room or like a convenience store in the middle of fucking nowhere, and you just walk through these, or you walk through like the jangly beads and so on. It's like classic old school. I really, really loved that. But you see his silhouette. And there's one thing about Star Wars is its silhouettes. You can tell instantly which character it is. One of the most iconic things about Star Wars are the characters and their silhouettes. You can notice them anywhere and everywhere. It's why I think that Star Wars has influenced pop culture so much. Beyond the point, but that whole scene was one of my favorite moments. Watching him struggle with the Darksaber, figure out that it's not really meant for him. It's meant to be an extension of you. It's not actually meant to be a weapon to use. Really cool. But he's not a Force user. You know what I mean? He's not a Force user. He's not meant to be able to do this kind of stuff. He's been given this weapon because he defeated Moff Gideon, and a whole bunch of shit happened. He wanted to give it to Bo-Katan. He didn't want those fucking... He didn't want that smoke. So we've got, oh my god, flying the N1 Naboo. Same episode. I'm specifically talking about the time when he was fighting with the pirates. He's going in and out of all of the asteroids and all that kind of shit. And he's going up, and he's going, and then he stops, and you don't see him. Next thing you know, you're looking at their face. So it's like the camera was on the front of their ship, and you're looking at them. Next thing you know, you see at the back. Holy shit, that was fucking cool. Also, honorable mention for that one specifically. When you see him at the start of season 3, and they're at the covert and they're fighting that big like alligator snapping turtle thingy, and he just comes in, and he's like, and they're like, the Mandalorian, oh fuck, that was so hot. I love the N1 Naboo starfighter. It's my favorite vehicle ever in Star Wars. Favorite set by TVC as well, but the Armorer's Forge is kind of coming close. We've got meeting Boba Fett. Now that whole episode, I'm gonna put that whole episode as that moment, specifically meeting Boba, because God did we wait. God did we wait. I remember seeing season 1 of The Mandalorian and seeing Boba's foot, right, when they're in the sands of Tatooine, and I called it out to my mate. I was like, that's Boba Fett. That's Boba Fett. That's him. That's him. It has to be. That is him. I know his boot. I fucking know who Boba is. That's Boba Fett. They did it so perfectly, like so unbelievably perfectly. So when we see Cobb Vanth and Boba Fett stuff, we're like, no way, that's Boba Fett. Oh, no, it's not. It's just someone using his armor. Again, really cool. Really liked it. But that whole thing with Boba Fett and seeing him with the gaffy stick and noticing that it's not the armor that makes him the warrior that he is. It's him himself. Holy shit, that was fucking cool. Grogu up on the seeing stone, like the Jedi stone with the big beam. Loved it. The Dark Troopers coming in. Boom, boom, tuk, 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 boom, boom. You know what? Like I did that to be like, I gotcha. Love that. Love that. Number like actually the second last. Fighting Moff Gideon. End of season 3. Absolutely loved that. I loved it because it was a culmination of everything that he's learnt over the whole time that he's been fighting against the Empire or remnants of the Empire. And he's created this knowledge in his head and of this pure destruction. He knows exactly the weak points in a Mandalorian's armor. All of them have got the Beskar armor. Sure, I get it. But like he knows the weak points because he's a Mandalorian himself. So he can take them out super fucking easy. Takes them all out. Oh my God. Like the Praetorian Guards, fucking nasty. Nasty work. Absolutely loved that. I love that he got downed by that as well. I love that he got downed. It's like, you're not better than Paz. Paz is so much stronger than you. Let him have his heroic moment of the death. That was one of the best deaths in Star Wars. And I think the actor really made it his own. Obviously, it started off as Jon Favreau. I can't remember the actor's name, but he really made it his own. Really, really enjoyed that. But yeah, no, like the whole fight with Moff Gideon and knowing the whole time. Personally, I believe that it was a robot. It was one of the clones. Everyone's like, oh, because he has a moustache, and like he doesn't have a moustache, and real Moff has a moustache. Like you see all that kind of stuff. It's literally the mechanical whirring, like the. I don't think Moff should come back. I really don't. I think he will, but I don't think he should. It's kind of shit, you know. Let a good character die. Let a good character die. But yeah, like that fight at the end, it was a culmination of everything. The knee slides that with Grogu, the fucking kicking of his foot, knocking him down, punching him in the face, even though he's a literal fucking half robot. Loved that. Absolutely loved everything. It actually kind of reminded me of when that you see in the sequel, in the prequels, when you've got the clone and they're on Utapau, and you zoom in at the end and this clone's just fucking clocking this B1 battle droid. Like really, really cool. I love, you know, rise, stand up against the machines. But yeah, that fight was just fucking awesome. Seeing Grogu hold back the fire again like he did with the incinerator trooper. It was literally just a culmination of every single special moment that happened throughout to get to that point. Loved it. Loved it so much. Honorable mention before I get to the end. Finding Grogu's name. I loved that. I loved seeing Ahsoka. Seeing Ahsoka for the first time, I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Like I was with fucking everything, to be fair. Like I was with everything. But holy shit, I was excited. I was so excited. Absolutely loved that. One of my favorite parts of it was finding out that Grogu actually had a name. I hated calling him Baby Yoda. Everybody went down that whole track of calling him Baby Yoda. I just, obviously, we don't know his fucking name at the time. So it's like, yeah, I had to call him Baby Yoda. But I hated it because I knew it wasn't Baby Yoda. I wanted it to be, but I knew it wasn't. So call him by his fucking name. Now it's Din Grogu. My boy here, Din Grogu. You're a good lad. A Scottish Mandalorian would be fucking sick. All right, put your Imperial credits in the bowl. I'm gonna kill you. No, that was the best accent by far. Best accent by far. Don't come at me. Don't come on me, but don't come at me. All right. My number one moment for everything. Again, all the other ones were not in any particular order. It's so hard for me to put any moment anywhere in line except for this one right here. And this is when Din took his helmet off so that he could look at Grogu. One of the most beautiful, expressive pieces of art. Every time I watch it, I sob. I really limit myself with the amount that I watch it so I can have that emotional feeling every time. But he gave everything. I talked about it so much. But he gave everything away just so this kid that he met, that he saved on a faraway planet, he gave it all away, everything he's known for his whole life, just so he could see his face and he could remember him. Because deep down he knew that he was his father. He was his father figure. Like I'm kind of tearing up under here. It's just I'm a sucker for a masculine man. I really love masculine men in TV shows because I feel like it's such a great thing to look up to. Someone who doesn't break, who doesn't hold back. They work so fucking hard. They push till the very fucking moment of their death. But they also have this weakness. They have, not weakness, they have this subtlety to them. This beauty to be able to say, I will sacrifice whatever I need to ensure that you are safe and that I leave a lasting impression onto you. I think that's a real man. I think a real man knows when to sacrifice, when to leave it all. And that's exactly what Din did. Din took his helmet off. He looked at Grogu and he goes, take care, kid. Fuck. Man, I love that. I absolutely love it. It's the best scene that has ever been created in Star Wars. One of the most beautiful scenes. Nothing can come close. Nothing can come close to that. Like, all action aside, all fighting aside, nothing compares to the beauty in which the season 2 finale gave us. And if in an alternate universe, it all ended with that, The Mandalorian would go down as the best show that Star Wars and Disney has ever created. Ever created. By far. Sadly, Season 3 kind of ruined it. But we got to hear from our fans. Well, I say our fans because everyone who watches the channel, we're all a big community, and I love you all so much. So in this one, I basically just put, what was your, I put on my Instagram, what was your favorite Mando moment? All right. It's kind of cool. I should have done it on a Monday, being like, oh, what's your favorite Monday Mando moment? You know? But anyway, alas, friends. Darth Christensen 17 said, now I really struggled to say, I didn't even rub it. I can't do it because it's on the inside. Darth Christensen 17 says, Luke's hallway scene and Ahsoka not training Grogu because of Anakin and Sabine. I did like that moment. I did like the nod to, hey, my master was fucked because he had the same problems that Grogu did. I'm sorry, I'm not even going to try. I'm not even going to bother. And then added a part of Sabine being like, you know what, I did bother. And then it fucked up again. So it was like, should I do it? Should I not? I liked it. I liked it. And it set him down a very clear path to see Luke. And we all needed to see Luke. We needed that Luke. The one that doesn't throw away the lightsaber. We needed the Luke that cared. The Luke that saved. The Luke that spared his father after all of his evils. That Luke. That's who we needed. And that's who we got. So the Galactic Cantina. Fucking insane response, by the way. I love you so much. I actually love you so much. Now, if I struggle to read this, it's because my helmet and my writing. It's not you. The reveal of Luke in Season 2 finale was one of the all-time moments for sure. But what I like about Mando is the whole package. We got a nice blend of Western, Indiana Jones style action, and with a subtle, with an authentic OT Star Wars feel. Jon Favreau showed that you can do something that is not focused on the Jedi and still succeed. It's a lot more, but just quickly on that one. That is one of the best things that I love about Mando. And I'm so glad you captured that as well. You don't have to have your lightsabers and your fancy fucking force to be successful in Star Wars. Andor did so well because of it. Mando did so well at the start because of it. Obviously, it went down a different path, but doesn't matter. The general premise of the show, it worked so well because of it. All right. And succeed. The choice of different directors was brave, but they showed it will work if it's all planned out and if they follow the same path to the end goal. I feel like that's a little bit of a subtle dig towards the sequels, which absolutely did not do that. This might be a hot take for some, but I would prefer the show moving a little bit away from the Jedi and let them be in their own shows, in brackets, like Ahsoka, for example. And they focus more on Din taking the jobs as a bounty hunter and it would also be amazing if we got more content references on Mandalore and Mandalorian history. I agree wholeheartedly with that. First of all, fucking Ahsoka I'm so glad she got her own show. I know we introduced her, but it was a mainly Mando episode. I wish we got less crap about fucking Bo-Katan in Mando Season 3. In Mando Season 3, they kind of fucked up and they were like, oh, it's about all Mandalorians. It's not. It's about the Mandalorian and Grogu. I agree wholeheartedly with your take, actually. 100% of your take I agree with. I think that is the perfect summary of what we need for the future of Star Wars. and the future of Mandalorian. If personally though, if you do want history episodes and all that kind of stuff, and even like references to whatever from my channel, let me know, because I know so much about it. I love it so much. I love Mandalorian history. Be happy to do a deep dive. That'd be really cool. Commander Jesse goes, favorite moment is is a tie between goodbye to Grogu in season 2 and his entry in Book of Boba Fett with the Darksaber. I fucking love you. All right. If you go check out his channel, Commander Jesse, he is fucking amazing. He asks the best interview questions, but he has really good takes, and he agreed completely with the take that I made. So I'm gonna fucking say, amazing, brother, amazing. I love your shit. I absolutely, 100%. I think those two scenes were some of my favorites. Star Wars Nerd 00. Thank you again. Check out his channel. Also check out Tales from Prettier, his other channel. Amazing content on both. He just did, I'm pretty sure he just did a live episode, his first ever live episode. He's coming into season 3 of Tales from Prettier. I haven't even left season 1. He's just fucking updating and adapting. He's doing everything. Go check him out. He does a lot of good content. Easily, my favorite Mando moment is season 2, part 16, the finale. I know absolutely nothing about Mando aside from the first 3 episodes when they dropped. Oh, sorry. This is my fucking fog. I'm gonna read it from here. Easily my favorite Mando moment is season 2, part 16, the finale. I knew absolutely nothing about Mando aside from the first 3 episodes when they dropped. Didn't keep up with them because I'm a binge watcher. I do feel that. I remember I was messaging Darth Christensen while watching the season finale, and when that X-Wing pulled up, I remember videoing and sending my reaction. No, that's not it. Oh my God, that's not it, is it? And then seeing Luke Skywalker in his prime just wrecking havoc in the hallway like his father. I was standing in tears, like I was shedding tears seeing him as he is. And it should and always will be. I'm getting goosebumps just typing this out. Dude, that was a fucking special moment. And I'm so glad you got to have that with such an awesome dude like Darth Christensen 17. I love that moment. Forever love that moment. But I think for me, just the significance of him taking off his helmet was so much more for me. Now, let's go into a couple of theories about what I think. Obviously, we don't know too much. The trailer has been dropped. The trailer has been leaked. Trailer being leaked. Basically, we're going to see Mando on a big adventure. I think it's going to be the big bad. I think they're going to take down Thrawn. The whole point of everything is going to be leading all paths towards an Avengers Endgame type deal with Thrawn at the end. Stopping him from creating the Empire back, giving the Empire back to what it was before. What the hell he's going to do over there, like, I have no fucking idea. All of Thrawn's ideas are just like fucking 10 steps ahead of everyone else. But I think it's cool. What we're going to see is Mando as a bounty hunter, again, back into the adventure of the week, but this time he's working for the New Republic. All right, so the New Republic, they're not very good, but specifically the guys that he's working with, they're a bit more lenient on the rules. They can kind of do what they please and what they want, all for the good of their actions, not necessarily something that they're going to fuck up the whole New Republic and basically get kicked out of. One thing I need to see Grogu with the Mythosaur. So we've already been teased about him in Book of Boba Fett, and he tamed the Rancor. He has got beast taming abilities in the Force. He's very gifted with that. So when at the end of season 3, when he reaches out into the water, he's touching the water obviously, but he's reaching out into the water, and he goes through all of these caverns. I truly believe that when you're seeing all of the camera movements go and like this, he's searching. That we are looking in Grogu's head at this point, and he's searching, and he reaches out and touches the mythosaur, and then the eyes go, season finale. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, obviously they had that moment, and he was talking. We're going to see Zeb. We're going to see a new Razor Crest. So if it's going to be Rebels style adventures, maybe, potentially. But I truly do think that it's going to be a combination of the events that happen in Ahsoka, Skeleton Crew, Mando Season 3, and a whole bunch more to lead to the point of Thrawn's big, bad, witchy move. Because he's with all the Night Sisters. So he's on Dathomir. Well, he's moving to Dathomir, and he's on the orbit of it when we see him last. So you would assume he'd go down on the planet. He would use all the dark Night Sister magic, maybe even the light one. I talked about the mountainside, all of the light magic that they were using. I think that was really cool. So here's hoping we get to see a little bit more. Obviously, I'm going to do a couple of reels on this one, so I'll kind of go into a little bit more depth with that. I know this is already probably getting a bit too long, so I'll leave you guys there. I will allow this to simmer and see how it fucking goes. But I love you all so fucking much. Thank you so much for sitting around watching me. Thank you for 5 years of Mando. Enjoy Grogu. Enjoy Grogu. I seriously, I put this here ages ago. I bought this years and years and years and years ago. Like when season 2 first came out, they had the Mudhorn, everything like that. They had all of these like different things. I got this Mudhorn and I was like, if they're going to put him in armor in season 3, it's not going to be anywhere. He's not going to have a fucking, look at his arms, they're so small. He's not going to have that little pauldron here. He's going to have a chest plate with the Mudhorn on it. And I was fucking right, bitches. I was right. I'm so happy about that. So we're all Mandoed out. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to take this helmet off because it is, holy hell, it's so hot in here. But I love you all. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. All right. Ciao, people. I don't know why I did this. I'm not a fucking surfer. I'm not a fucking surfer. Rock on. Rock on. I'm doing this because Jack Black was in season 3. All right. And I love Jack Black. Forget about everything that happened. I was actually at his last Tenacious D concert, which is kind of cool. I got his pick, which is kind of cool. Kind of cool. Yeah, he threw it at me because I was like, I love you, Jack Black. And he's like, oh, yeah. And he threw it at me. And I fucking it went, boom. And I just went stomp on it. And this guy was like trying to pry at my foot. I went chippy slap, you know what I mean? Like, naughty. And I took it up and I was like, yeah. And he was like, yeah. Rock. Yeah, so that was my great Jack Black impression. I can do a couple more impressions of like Kung Fu Panda if you want. It's like, what are you going to do? Sit on me, big guy. I'm not a panda. What's up? I'm not a fat panda. I'm the fat panda. Great impression. I'll leave you guys. I'm sorry. I love you. Have a good one. Thank you. Bye. Oh, Jesus. Oh. That was cool. That was really, really cool. I actually kind of enjoyed that.